I was sitting here this late evening, had a few hours on my hands, and thought, what could really just ruin my night? Let's watch A Nightmare on Elm Street, the 2010 remake. I'm just kidding, but I also have severely low expectations of this film based off of its reputation. So let's just see what happens. Already, the audio is like, what's the word? I have nighttime brain right now. I normally film during the day, so my brain's going slow. Reminiscent of the original. Oh, a lot of recognizable names in this I really don't know who's in it other than the actor who plays Freddy, which I've seen him in other things. What is it? Is it Little People? He's so good in that, and I've seen him in a few other things, and he's a great actor. So Connie Britton's in this. I did not know that. I'm just going to be chowing on some leftover Thanksgiving pumpkin pie while I'm watching this. Don't mind me. Guys, I'm feeling it. I'm going to be way over analytical. So just prepare yourself for that. Robert Shea. Okay, great. He's still involved. I think that's a good sign. Well, it's New Line Cinema. So in this trailer, guys, credits, we're seeing specifically little children again. So I'm curious if in this film they're going to lean more into the fact that Freddy particularly went after children. I don't know. I don't know how strict of a remake this is going to be. Is it still Nancy? Is it like, yeah, I don't know how much they're going to change it or what decade this even takes place in. So many questions. I'm so curious.
Hey, can I have some more coffee, please?
Already we can see we're in a dream sequence. It's gotta be, but it's so different from the original. We're looking at a dude, so we'll see. Who is this? I don't know. Here he is.
Dean.
Oh.
I told you if you keep falling asleep, they're gonna kick you out of here.
Rooney Mara's Nancy. Got it. Okay. I like that it's already making me question, how much does this guy know? There's so much lore built up to this remake. So in the dream, he had those big bags under his eyes. He's clearly struggling with sleep already. He's drinking coffee.
Dean, what's going on?
Look out, here comes your girlfriend.
Oh, hey.
Hi. Can I get you guys anything else?
Just get the, check.
Is that the only thing you want to ask her, Quentin?
So far, all new characters. The only name that's familiar is Nancy, and I like that. I like that it's not the same.
You're not real!
I am now.
You're not real!
Dean, stop it! Dean! Dean, stop!
Oh, dang. That was brutal. So interesting that the dream manifested as him doing it to himself, whereas I know I don't want the whole movie be comparing it to, well, in the original, blah, 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 but it's so hard not to, you know? So I want to go with the flow, but that's a noticeable difference so far, if I'm interpreting that what just happened in that scene correctly. I was just eyeballing the extra in the back with the leather jacket on the right hand side in that last scene. I swear he was trying to like angle his body towards the camera, and he kind of looked at the camera for a second. Also, this guy is a legend. Love him. Oh. Did he have a sister who
Far back.
passed
Jesus,
away?
that is me.
Oh.
But I don't know how I'm in that picture.
That is weird.
Dean said something right before he died.
Please don't.
Kind of a weird response from the friend when she's like, this is what he said right before he died. Ugh, please don't. Like, he was like annoyed. I don't know. That seems like something I'd want to know.
I believe you. I saw.
You didn't see anything. You weren't right there. Chris was.
You have no idea what I've seen.
Okay, very like heavy first part of this film. I'm gonna do it. I'm so sorry, but in the original, the first time that these dreams are mentioned, it's like, you had this dream? Oh my God, that's so weird. Like, it feels a little bit more organic as far as something like that coming up, where like maybe internally they're actually really scared about what they're experiencing in their dreams, and when they come to realize there's a connection point. Oh no. Okay, that was really bad. That was really bad. Anyways, you get what the point that I'm trying to make. It feels a lot more organic the way that they're talking about the dream things, and the way that this is set up for this movie so far is just so heavy, and it seems very strange that already there's like triggered heightened fear and paranoia and stuff. I don't.
Hey, Mom. Where are all the photos of me from when I was younger?
Who knows? They're probably packed away over the garage. Why? Hey, why don't you pack those up? Dinner's almost ready.
Sus mom. I don't understand why she looks so upset right now. Okay, that would trigger the response she's having now. But she like sees a picture of herself and it's just like, and it's like, well, yeah, that's what you were looking for. Like that's what's in that box. Like, I don't know.
Remember me?
Chris, you okay?
The mom coming in that robe was reminiscent of Nancy's mom kind of to me.
Are you okay?
Yeah.
I love how these two are sort of stylized as the alternative high school student, and they just had to like push that a little more with the Joy Division t-shirt.
Who told the
Classroom
Athenian
scene,
people
here we go.
they should all
Wake up.
You look just as beautiful as ever.
Boy, her acting is very overacting. It could be the direction that she was given, who knows, but it just doesn't feel like the pacing of the film feels very rushed so far. Also, I think it's a really daunting task in the character design of Freddy with his face, because so far it looks like costume design wise it's fairly on point to the original, but yeah, you can't fully replicate the original without, I don't know, I think it was a good decision overall to try to make his facial features expressed differently. Honestly, it looks a little bit more realistic to a burn victim, in my opinion. I don't know, but something about that last scene too, I'm curious how much of it is practical versus digitally altered, because right now it really looks digitally altered. Yeah, in general, just all of these kids are so troubled right from the start. There's no reminiscence of them being actual kids, which I feel like helps connect the audience more to them as individuals and real people, is when we see them having fun. And I feel like maybe moments of that may pop up, but so far it's just been like a downer, and like there's no elements that make me connect with the character as a real person.
Jesus, Jesse.
Classic. Oh my god, and then she's wearing the number on her shirt. Oh my god.
But now every time I dream, I always see this man burned and
He's been having the dreams too.
Knives on his fingers.
So Chris is really, well, I was going to say Chris is really landing the role as our lead protagonist at the moment, but they could be pulling a Tina on us. She is blonde. She could be about to die right now with the boyfriend. Maybe she's going to have a little rolling on the ceiling moment right now. We'll see.
1 minute later.
There it is. There it is. There it is. Here it is.
Oh my god.
wake up!
I think that was good. I think that was good. One of those slams, I swear, it almost looked like her neck broke. Like, dang.
Okay.
I love that we're seeing him leaving the scene a little. Well, okay, I wish we would have followed him a little more even.
It's the middle of the night. You need to go to sleep, hon.
Okay, I will.
Now,
Connie Britton, she's great. Friday Night Lights, classic. Wow, he really looks like Billy Loomis with that shirt on.
Tell me what happened to Grace, Jesse.
Someone killed her in her sleep. We gotta stop this.
How?
I don't know. Just don't fall asleep.
The pacing of escalation of understanding what's going on feels a little inorganic to me. It seems a little funny. Well, yeah, why was his first inclination to go to Nancy's house after this huge traumatic thing? I guess because Nancy had made that comment at the funeral, so he was worried about her and had to warn her, is the thing. But something about it feels kind of funny to me for some reason. Like, I'm just not feeling these characters bond to one another. The only one that feels like chemistry. Let's see, there's no established clear friendship between them two, so it seems weird that he went out of his way to go to her. Whereas Quentin and Nancy, there's that clear tension and chemistry, so that would check out for his character. But for I don't know. Oof. Honestly, that even Dean at the beginning having that feeling of trying to stay awake when you're asleep. Oh, I think I may have said it in one of the other reactions. I hate that feeling. I mean, I'm sure everyone does, but ugh. Ha 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 ha. That looks like The Ring or something. Yeah, as soon as Chris had that jersey shirt on, it was the mark of death for her. Sparking's a little much, but I think what's creepier than is the chick of him just going back and forth like that. That classic stance with the head tilt.
Oh, God. No.
This is God.
Just me.
Please, God.
This is God.
Why are you screaming? I haven't even cut you yet.
I think he's scary. Yeah, that other inmate's like,
That after the heart stops beating, the brain keeps functioning for well over 7 minutes. We got 6 more minutes to play.
Nancy?
Oh yeah, the casting of Connie Britton, though, probably just because of the redhead vibes, but reminds me of OG Nancy's mom. This movie would hold up and feel a little more current, other than the stylistic choices of like the filmmaking, but within this realm, the iPod and then her texting on the flip phone, or was it even a flip phone? But you know, the technology is really aging the film.
Do we ever know a guy named Freddie?
I don't think so.
Lies. This mom's like, oh, beep. I need to call the other murder moms. Motorola. Is Motorola even a thing anymore? Classic shot. Okay.
Honey, you okay?
Yeah, I'm fine, Mom.
Yeah, they're really trying to walk that line of being nostalgic and referential, but then like not straight up copying any scenes.
Little Nancy.
Yep.
All right, I'm coming over.
These teens must have cars or something. I did not have a car in high school. I would have been like, okay, I'm coming over. I'll see you in 2 hours after I ride my bike and take a bus.
What happened at that preschool?
There was a man.
There he
His
is.
name was Fred Krueger. He was a gardener. He lived in the basement of the preschool.
Well, this is sad because this actually looks sweet so far.
And then we started to notice things.
Oh, God.
He left town before we ever were able to confront him. He's gone. He can't hurt you anymore.
Oh, yeah, right. He left town. And that's it.
Quentin, get in the car.
It's my dad. I gotta go.
We have to do something.
Stop.
I like that. Well, we know, I'm sure, that Nancy's mom, Gwen, is lying. But for the most part, it actually seems like these kids have a good relationship with their parents. Which comes back to the question of how did Quentin get to Nancy's house if she was going to drive him? And then the dad picked him up. I don't know. He did a walk. I don't know. Doesn't matter. No one cares. I like that they have Quentin as a swimmer. I think it adds a little more layer to his character. It's not like he just plays guitar or something because of the like alternative style that they have him in. It's interesting seeing Fred. What do you think I did? I didn't torture him! Wow, he really seems scared. It kind of makes you question his innocence. What if all the kids, what was that? Was it the 80? I'm blanking on when that was, the satanic panic where all the kids and parents lied about what was going on at the preschool and stuff like that. What if the scenario here was that these kids lied and this poor innocent man is like being hunted down and he's like, I didn't do anything. That would be crazy, but I don't think that's the case here. It's just weird to see him with such a vulnerable state on his face. How interesting that Fred would want Quentin to see this flashback.
Go get the nurse!
Call 911.
We did not hunt him. We were protecting. From what? From him. From what he did to you. From what you kids told us he did. We were 5! We would have said anything!
From what you told us he did? Yeah, why didn't they go to... So the police weren't involved at all?
The cave? Did you ever find it?
No.
Oh, shoot.
How do you know he was guilty?
Oh my God.
You killed an innocent man.
Ooh, that's a stretch.
Our lies?
What if we can make him stop?
Whoa, God. Her hair just changed like 4 times. Because I noticed when she walked out of that office, it was kind of like, oh, Tina. When she walked out of the office, it was like long and wavy. And then in the next scene, when she was talking to him, super straight. And then she flipped and there was like a little curl to it. And then, yeah, there it's a little more frizzy again and tucked behind her ear. I don't know why those things are funny. I know where she's going with that. Oh God, the way she's pointing at her face, I was like, don't do it to your face.
Look on! You're bleeding.
I think those are cool shots. It seems like he wants to get something out of Nancy. The way that with some of, he's like not killing her right away.
Let's go to the hospital. Come on.
It's a good reaction. Yeah, and the way earlier too to, what's his name, Jesse, how Freddy was like, can you turn back time? It seems that there is something he's wanting out of them other than maybe revenge. I wonder if there's alternative motives.
No, Mom, no, I don't want it. I don't want her to do
This
it.
might sting a bit. I want her to be out of pain.
Good. Sign this.
Yeah, I think the mom is acting in her daughter's best interest there because she doesn't really understand what's going on. And yeah, I don't know, that just thinking about it, I'm like, yeah, I probably would have signed it too, I guess.
Are you okay? Follow me.
I don't fully understand what their motive is here by going to the school. Like, they know what happened. I don't know, did I miss something? I don't think there really was an exposition on it, but what they think the answer must be here because it's where it happened. Oh no, are they looking for the cave maybe, I guess, for proof that he actually did it? Or I don't know.
All right, well, now that we're here, now what?
Yeah.
Because I don't remember any of this.
Are those her drawings?
There's something back there.
Uh-oh, okay. This has got to be the cave.
If you can keep a secret, I'll take you to a special place.
Okay, we don't know anything for sure yet. He could still be innocent. Oh boy, okay.
What are those pictures of?
They're all of you.
That's upsetting. That's good that they didn't show the photos, though. Like, you just saw the one of her back, you can imply the rest. And I think there are implying what I was always questioning the first ones to be half implying.
He brought us here so that we would remember what he did to us.
Tag. You're it.
Oh no. He may not be dead though.
Fuck you.
Ooh, sounds like fun.
It's not real.
It's real. I'm real.
Finding the holes in his strength. That's interesting. It's still the CGI though of that ripple was kind of weird, but
How's this for a wet dream?
it's like the opposite of the Glen.
Your mouth says no, but your body says yes.
Oh, interesting. Okay.
Naughty girl.
Yeah, the CGI just does not hold up well. Yeah, he's really toying with her as opposed to just killing her. What, because she's the favorite, I guess?
Nancy, please!
You really think your boyfriend could wake you up?
Please don't do this!
I'm your boyfriend now.
I'm your boyfriend now, Nancy.
Sweet dreams.
God, Pulp Fiction moment. So that wasn't even planned.
Get him!
Oh, dang. Oh.
It's because you're in my world now, bitch.
That looks pretty good. Gross. Creepy. So interesting that if they have defeated Freddy like it appears they may have, then it was a purely physical defeat, you know, where they just brought him out and killed him. I wasn't sure if they were going to lean towards the psychological belief because it felt like that for a minute, but we'll see. I don't think it's, she says it's over. I don't think it's over. There's got to be one last something.
I know you were just trying to protect me.
I'm just glad you're safe.
Dream. I knew it. Ugh. Well, that was A Nightmare on Elm Street 2010. You know what, I have to say, because I had very low expectations in my head, it was not as bad as I anticipated. If this had been a standalone film, if Nightmare on Elm Street, all the previous ones did not exist and this was a standalone brand new concept, I think it would be a standout in the, what is it called, the aughts, like 2000 to 2010. This is like on the right on the edge of that. There's this sort of feel of this era of horror films, and I'd say this also feels like those early 2000s vibes, which I wish I could articulate more, but you know, there's some other remakes in there. There's the Final Destinations. There's a certain darker, edgier element to them. The way that they're shot, there's just a certain tone that resonates with all the films from those eras to me. Anyways, so if this had been a new concept within that genre, that era, I think it's possible that people could have looked at this and have been like, wow, that was really dark and interesting. But because it has such a legacy, it just doesn't stand up to it at all. I don't know if I can pinpoint exactly either what that thing is that's missing that could make it great. I think the casting was good. The only person that kind of bothered me was Chris, who ended up dying in the beginning. Something about her reactions to everything just felt very extreme, but she wasn't alone in that. I'm going to try to think about some of the positive aspects of this film that I did appreciate. One of those was I liked the relationship of the parents between the children. The only ones that we really saw were Nancy's mom, Gwen, and then Quentin's dad. He was the principal, I think, or something like that. But it was kind of refreshing after the trend of this series, of the previous original franchise, to see parents that seem to be making fairly rational, well, I don't know, maybe I'll take that back. But like their relationship with their kids seemed kind of like their relationship with their kids felt fairly normal. And going, I guess, to contradict myself, my criticism of that is that the parents' decision to kill Freddy and not involve the police seems very strange. And that comes down to just the writing. There's a lot of plot holes in this movie. That's a really big one to me, is why did they never contact the authorities? What, that story arc just doesn't, I feel like there's something missing. In the original, the mom has that exposition as well of explaining what happened, and that checks out to me, of like, he was a child murderer, the system, someone forgot to sign papers, whatever, he got out on a technicality, and so we had to take it into our own hands. Ooh. This one, kids came home, they had marks on them and told us disturbing stories of X, Y, and Z. They don't explicit, but it seems to be predatory behavior, if you know what I mean. For YouTube standards, I won't go into it. But, and then they say, we're going to kill him. Which, I'm not a parent. I'm sure that response is very valid for how little these kids are. If, which it turns out it did, if this happened to them, sure, yeah, that's a totally valid response. But like, part of me, storytelling wise, I don't know, it just feels a little jumpy to me. It makes sense that the kids are like, you didn't have proof, like, and then after the fact, the parents are just like, okay, we're gonna not let these kids know each other, we're gonna go to different schools, and we're just gonna make them forget, and we're gonna act like everything's normal and this never happened. I don't know, it just, something about it doesn't feel totally believable to me. Because, like, why is the school abandoned then? Is, like, did the other faculty know about this issue? And, like, why did the school shut down then if this was this secret thing? And they just were going to pretend like Fred Krueger never existed and stuff. I don't know, it just feels like there's some question marks within that storyline of the origin story. I thought the character development was pretty weak. I didn't feel, maybe like a little bit for Quentin and Nancy, they were the most developed, obviously, but even then they didn't feel super rounded out as characters. And there were very, very sparse lighthearted moments. And I think the original, hard to not to compare, was good at sprinkling in little comments and moments, like even after, because there's the introduction where they're all at school and they're kind of giggling and laughing. They're at Tina's, no, they're at Nancy's house. No, they're at Tina's house, staying with Tina. And there's kind of like silly, oh, we're high schoolers. But then even afterwards, when like Glenn is staying with Nancy and he's like, ooh, and there's like a silly banter between them. I don't know, there's just moments of levity, I suppose. And this film just felt like, we're dark and gritty and we're edgy and we're going to keep it this tone the whole time. The only moment that is really coming to my head is when they were driving in the car and she was like, what's your favorite color? Like, blue. Like, it's funny because of what they're going through. The like silly small talk sort of conversation. And then she's like, what if I say no to a date? And he's like, I'll let you sleep on it. Ha 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 ha. That was like the one moment in the film I felt like that was supposed to be comic relief a little. I think the use of Dean, Chris, and Jesse could have been paced or utilized in a different way to push the plot forward more intentionally. The way that the characters were connected was, again, it was just like the character development, or not even development, but it was just like the writing, I guess. The way that they were connected, their deaths didn't feel that pungent of like causing the domino effect of reasoning of why the following character would do what they were going to do. That's a little bit of word vomit, but Dean dies and it's the trigger for Chris, because she's like, I know I'm having those dreams too. He had to have been telling the truth, blah, blah, blah. Which is kind of funny because when she was sitting at the diner with him, she was negating what he was saying. And then even then, it looked like he killed himself. But she did articulate, it looked like someone was making him do it. But it was just kind of funny for her to make such a flip of like trying to talk him out of his own feelings to all of a sudden being in his position so quickly. And then Chris's conversation with Jesse and his reaction not being like, oh my gosh, we can't be having the same dreams. Like, we've been through a lot. Like, you need to calm down. Like, it's fine. It's fine. We've been through a lot the past week. He's like, no. Like, he has such like an intense response, triggered response. I don't know. It's just whatever. So he stays with her. She dies. Triggers him. It's a little domino effect in the beginning. Triggers him to go to prison. But first he warns Nancy. You didn't ask for this recap, but here it is. He's in jail. He dies in jail. And we don't even really know how they found out he died. Do we? I don't remember. Was it Quentin that told Nancy, or Nancy told Quentin? I don't even remember. But they're like, yeah, Jesse died. He died in his sleep. And then they just like keep going. But it's like they have no reasoning, or how do they know he died in his sleep? Because the other inmate who was in the cell with him was like, I didn't do it. I'm innocent. Like, I think that's a valid response, because I'm sure the guards would be like, what'd you do this to this kid? Because the way he died did not make sense, right? For self-infliction. And how did they know he was asleep? Obviously, they had the context of kind of Nancy did of what was going on with him, of like, don't fall asleep and stuff. But like, I don't know, because in the original, she's looking through the bars. She can see that transition with Rod. She sees that interaction and knows what's happening. But that's kind of where like there's like a little bit of a kink for me in that dominoes, where it's like one of the dominoes misses, and then they just like take it away from there, and they're like, we're gonna research everything. And I don't know, it just the flow of it is not flowing to me. I guess, I don't know, I'm just rambling a bit, but I think you see where I'm going with this movie. Overall, not as bad as the expectations I was setting on it. But is it a great film? No. I knew this would be a week, and well, this is not quite the end of my Nightmare on Elm Street reaction series. There's one more to go, and that is Dylan's New Nightmare. So I will be reacting to that next, so stay tuned. For you loyal subscribers, thanks for your patience. You know, life, it's been a lot lately, per usual. I'm glad I had a moment this evening to finally watch this movie that maybe I've been subconsciously procrastinating, just because I was like, I'm not going to enjoy watching this movie, you know, but I got through it. Wasn't that bad, guys. It's just not good. So I'll see you next time for Dylan's New Nightmare. Thanks for watching. If you enjoyed this, you can consider subscribing or not. That's all good. And I will see you next time.